Welcome back to Wellness Wave Radio. Thanks for tuning in this morning to ride the wave with us. Each week our goal is to give you at least one suggestion that will make your life a little better. My name is Phil George. I'm a clinical biochemist, a certified personal trainer, and a health coach. Please remember, everything we discuss on the show is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice, in this case, or as exercise advice. Always seek the guidance of your medical professional. And we have a great show for you today. In fact, this show is kind of long in the making. In other words, Art Paquette, the station manager who's normally behind the scenes, is actually going to be coming out. And he's going to be, because Art had asked me a while ago, he sees all these different things on, on the radio and the TV about exercise. And here's the man himself,
Hello.
Arthur Paquette.
How you doing, Phil? Good morning.
I'm here. And you're here.
Yeah, we
Lucky
he's going to change that camera any minute so we can see both of us. There we go.
There you go. Let the games begin.
Long hair, short hair.
See?
Keep your hands on.
That's why I wear the hat.
All right, so I need exercise so I can beat you up, but I don't know how to. No, Phil, one thing about a lot of people have been asking me, New England, tough region to be living in. Winter times are long. A lot of the elderly don't want to go out with icy conditions and snow. What can they do at home in their living room or in their kitchen that we could show people so they could keep healthy? Because it seems like the better shape you are in, the longer you live.
Yeah, like one of the main things, I'm going to kind of start with the first part of the show, Art, is a why. I'd like to say sometimes where there's a why, there's a will, okay? Good example is a lot of people, maybe they won't do it for themselves, but a lot of times I have a client, I ask, why do you want to do it? I want to be able to play with my kids. Now you got like a 20-year-old wife, I know, so you want to keep up with your young wife. You and Bill Belichick.
I don't think he can keep up with his wife, I can tell you that much.
So,
but anyways.
Okay, so in other words, why do you want? Obviously, there's a big problem now as people get older. There's a condition called sarcopenia. Now that means a wasting away of the muscles. The muscles get weaker and weaker. Yeah. And one of the main reasons that people fall, and they think it's because they lose their balance, it's not. It's because their muscles are too weak to hold them up. Mm-hmm. Good example is what happens, your muscles get weaker and your bones get weaker. Okay, so what happens, this happened to me. I was going into this cafe. The rug was kind of bunched up, and I kind of, caught it.
How much alcohol was involved before you went in here? Let's get to the real point, folks.
Well, the alcohol is off the table, Art. Okay, it's just, I'm totally 100% sober. And I catch it, but I'm strong enough to hold me up. But a young guy in his 20s, maybe 30 years old, but he was clearly obese. He came in, I saw him afterwards, caught that and fell down, took a nasty fall. What happens if your muscles aren't strong enough to hold you up and you hit a little thing, a little ice, a little this, you wind up falling down, you wind up breaking your hip, and then it's doomsday.
Yeah, it's doomsday.
It's doomsday.
Yeah.
You're not coming back. So that's the reason you want muscle. The other reason is your muscle is a big sugar hog. It means it sucks in a lot of sugar. So what happens is there's something called your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. That means you're burning calories doing nothing, Art. You're doing nothing.
BLT? Bacon, lettuce, tomato? No, it's not that.
BMR.
Okay, Bugs, we got that right.
Okay, so the larger your muscles, the more you burn calories doing nothing. So that's another reason you want it. The third reason, big thing now, is type 2 diabetes. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So what happens, you eat something and you got these big muscles like you do.
They're tremendous.
Yeah. It sucks the sugar in. So that's the why. That's the reason why you want these muscles. They did an interesting study, and they found out that actually the more muscle mass you have, it also helps with your cognition, how you think better.
Yeah,
okay, because again, it helps with the sugar. It's a whole metabolic thing. So it helps keep you moving around. But the other thing it does, it also helps keep your brain sharp. What do you think the largest muscle in your body is, Art?
I'm afraid to say, because
I've
been taken off the air. No, I mean,
that's not a muscle you're thinking of. That's an organ you're thinking of.
Oh,
you're confusing.
Well, no, I'm not like a muscle. But
I'm not talking about organs now.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about muscles, Art.
yeah,
Okay.
all right, yeah.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Well, I was just saying, you were saying this, that's why I'm here to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the largest muscle in the body?
Your heart, probably?
Heart's an organ.
Oh, so your brain?
Nope.
Is that a muscle? What
No.
is a muscle then? God,
Okay.
I got
Okay, I'll give you.
How about my tongue?
Okay. Okay. Your glutes, your rump muscles.
Oh, glutes.
Okay, glutes.
Remember that, folks,
Glutes.
when you go to bed tonight, your glutes.
Glutes. And the other one is called your quadriceps, your thigh muscles.
Yeah.
So what happens is we're the only basically animal that walks on two legs. You know, all the other animals are on all fours, right? So we're what they call bipeds, which means we're walking. So our legs are really, really important. We got to run away from the dinosaur. We got to run away from this. So our legs are really, really important. So they did a study on identical twins. So everything else was out of the equation. They did a study on identical twins, and they found out that the twin with the strongest leg muscles had better cognition and had less chance of coming down with Alzheimer's and dementia. Okay. So what happens is, again, if your legs are strong, it translates to a lot of other things, and your legs are really strong. Now you had knee replacements a while ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And they were amazed, right, at how well you recovered, didn't they?
Yeah.
You recovered very quickly. You were back at work right away. Why do you think that you recovered much better than other people your age?
Probably I didn't weigh a lot. Probably.
That's absolutely.
And I'm pretty good in shape.
But what? But why?
Activity and
But you don't go to the gym. You don't do that. But why do you think your legs were so strong?
I don't know, walking. And
Because of the work you do.
Yeah.
You're down there with cars. You're bending over. You're doing squats, which is just going up and down, without even realizing it, because you're doing it all the time. You're going up and down, up and down. You're doing squats. So that's one of the reasons why you recovered so much better than the average person, because you do a lot of what's called activities of daily living. You're constantly working. You're exercising. You're not going to the gym exercising, but what you're doing is the manner of your work, going up and down, working on cars. So you're building up the quadriceps, the thigh muscles, and your glute muscles.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah.
My glute muscles. But here's the deal. In Facebook, you'll see these 20-minute exercise, and a guy in 1 month goes from a skinny little runt, and he's Arnold Schwarzenegger when he gets done. So what I'm saying is, what can we do to show some people here some exercises that we could do at home? And how long is exercising? Is it a 20-minute regimen you should be doing? I know they say if you exercise or take a walk, you should do it for 20 to 30 minutes minimum, so your heart can be. But you said the heart isn't a muscle. You're saying. I thought the heart was a muscle.
Well, it's a muscle and an organ. It's actually both.
So I wasn't.
You were half right.
Half right, half wrong,
Yeah.
folks. So remember that. No, that is because they say you want to keep that going, and it does make a difference. And I can tell you, during the winter time, I just retired from one car lot, and I was sitting home, and it was a long winter, and blood pressure was a problem for me. But if I would go on that exercise bike for a half hour, and go back and check my blood pressure, no medicine, no nothing, it would drop 20 to 30 points, believe it or not. And I remember asking you about that, and you were saying it opens your veins and then
Your arteries.
get arteries. And so can we get on to some exercise? How
Sure.
about?
Okay.
Show us.
We're going to do some exercises, but one of the things is I want to understand why you want to do it and how you want to do it. So your body can only be in one or two states. One of them is called catabolism, which means it's breaking down, going in there, it's cleaning up. The other one is called anabolism. It's called like anabolic steroids. You know when the guys are juicing and they get, that's called anabolic steroids. Yeah, like you. You're
Look
juicing.
at these pythons. Come on, folks. Okay.
Zoom in. Zoom. Okay. So what happens is if you're in an anabolic state, you're building muscle. they did an interesting study, and I like to call it exercise snacks. In other words, you just do it throughout the day. And I was even shocked on this. A minimal amount of exercises, even 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it gets you into that anabolic state, the building state, but you stay in that state for about 2 hours. So you can stay in that building state. So one of the things I recommend for exercise snacks, I'm going to back up. We had him on the show a while ago. We had on one of the head guys over at Fair Lawn Rehab. And remember him, he was on the show. But I met with one of his executive people, and this guy was clearly obese, and he knew he was obese. And he was in the chair, 8 hours a day doing his computer stuff. And what happened is, again, he said to me, I get home, I'm tired, I don't go to the gym, blah, blah, fine. So I said, what you can do is called exercise snacks. So maybe set up your clock, in terms of every couple of hours, whatever. So one of them it's called a squat. And this is real easy. In fact, you don't even, okay, Art, okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to sit down.
Oh.
Okay, sit down.
This is my exercise for the day, folks.
So what happens when I do seminar?
I can feel myself getting
bigger already.
Oh yeah, well.
So when I have people do seminars, I look around, I say, okay, everybody, unfortunately, these aren't the right kind of chairs. Okay, get out of your chair. Okay, now sit back down again. Now, when I watched it, most chairs we have, they have these little things on the side, like this. Yeah. And when I watch people, half of them, at least more, they don't do what you do. They go like this. They put their hands down, and then they go up.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah.
So that's at least half the audience. Then I say to people, unless you do, put your hands over your chest. Now get up. No problem at all. Okay. There's actually, what I want.
How about squats?
Yeah. Squats. But you can do squats, exactly.
Woo! 2 hours, folks. I'll be like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Now, you probably seen in people's houses toilets, right? What do they got on the side of the toilet?
Oh yeah, they got the little.
They can't even. Yeah. There's a test that they do. We can do this. I should have brought it with me.
We didn't have a toilet here, folks, so we're gonna have to skip that section. But
they want to see how many times. I want you to sit down again.
Sure.
I'm going to time you. Wait. I want you to get in and out of that chair.
I'm going to go down a little lower.
Yeah, even better. And I'm going to see how many times you get in and out of that chair in a minute. You ready? Wait. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up. Back. Fast as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Stop. 18. Well, it did happen. So 18. So 18. So that's you're doing it. That's 36 in a minute. I'll look that up. How good that is. That's one of the things. Like if you saw a physical therapist and they want to see what kind of shape you're in, that's one of the tests that they do. How many times you can get in and out of a chair, up and down of a chair within a minute. But let's say people aren't as good a shape as you are. So what happens is, again, you're watching TV or whatever, all you want to do is just get up and down, maybe 10 times.
Oh, should I have been doing this when you do it?
No, either way. Long as you're not, you could do it either way. You could do it here or any way you want to do it. But that's something, guys, you can do at home, okay? Get in and out of the chair. Some people may only be able to do it 2 or 3 times. But let's say you're sitting there watching TV, and again, you want to get out, and you're always doing this, right? You're always doing this. If you can only do that, try to get lighter on it. You know what I'm saying? Less and less pressure on the hands, more and more pressure. Because what it's working your quadriceps, the muscles here, and your glutes.
Yeah, I never use the.
But again,
like that. Yeah.
But that's a great habit to be in. So even if you can't do what Art did, just try to do it. Eventually try doing that. So the guy that was obese at Fairlawn, I said, can you do that? Can you get in and, yeah, nope, I can try, Eventually, then let's say they can only do it 10 times, just to pick a number. Go for 11 times. Eventually, you're going to see, it's progression, all right? Your muscles are going to get stronger and stronger. Now, no matter where you go, you're going to have a desk like this. Even if when you go to the bathroom, you got a sink, right? There's these desks everywhere. Doing push-ups off the floor is hard, so I'm not going to even talk about that. So what happens is then, after you do that, this is basically, okay, let's do it together. Put your hands over here. Okay, get as far back as you can. The further back your legs are, all the way back to the wall. Okay, the further back your legs are, the harder it is. Ready? Let's go. 1, we moved it. 2, 3. Okay, so you get the idea. How many of those can you do?
Wow.
Okay?
That's a good
So what we're doing now, we've already worked the biggest muscles, the quads, and the glutes. Then you worked your upper muscles, your chest muscles, your biceps, and everything else. You get that everywhere. So what happens is, if you can do that every couple of hours, you're going to be almost in a constant state of this anabolism to where you're building. You do that all the time. You said your wife hates to exercise.
Well, no, I didn't say she doesn't hate exercising.
But she doesn't exercise.
Well, she goes for walks now with the good weather. In the bad weather, it's hard unless we go to Florida. We'll walk when we have a chance, but it's long winters here. So what do you do then? Well, these are the things.
So what you can do when you go home to your wife, have her sit down. How many times can she get up and down? Okay, that's one. Let's see that. And then you can challenge her. Okay, you did it 10 times. Tomorrow, can we do 11? Or in an hour, can we do 12?
So it'd be good for husband and wife to do it together.
Oh, yeah.
And then that way, they're both getting an advantage of, right? Yeah.
Now, you must have somewhere in your house, you may have some kind of a table like this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so.
Counter, table, dining room, whatever.
Yeah, people are going to have kitchen sink. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened is I got a friend at the gym. This guy, he goes to Worcester Academy. The guy's in phenomenal shape. He's a bodybuilder. He looks, But again, I told him about this, and he started doing it on a regular basis, even though he's in phenomenal shape. So what I do is, again, if I get up, like I'm watching TV and the commercial comes on, I'll get up, I'll go over there, and I'll do something, and then I'll get by the counter. I'll do
commercial time going.
Easy. There's a really good book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he talks about that. You need a cue. In other words, okay, get up. My family jokes with me. They say he's going to get up. He's going to do this stupid stuff again, right? So but I do it when I go to my radio station. When I go in the morning, first thing I do is I go to the bathroom, relieve myself. What do they have over there? They have a counter, so I'll do my squats and I'll do that. So it cues me. It's automatic with me. I don't have to think about it, Art, because it's programmed into what I do on a regular basis. So you do that. What happens? You're staying in that building state all the time, and again, you don't have to. They found out these exercise snacks are actually better than going to the gym, because going to the gym, you're only going to the gym for an hour, half an hour.
Right.
Then you're lazy the rest of the day. You're sitting there, you're doing nothing. You're watching TV, you're doing nothing, or you're driving around in some fancy Corvette, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to tell you another. Okay, let's talk about sports cars. So, I had this real fancy BMW. Well, actually, yeah. I had this BMW Roadster, great car, yellow, everything else, and and my sister's a little older than I am, and those things are hard to get in and out of, aren't they?
Yeah.
You could have some strength in those legs to get out of there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I had a friend, and they couldn't get in that car. They had to hold on to the thing because the legs were so. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
They can't get in and out of it.
No, they got to push themselves, or they'll grab onto the side and they'll push in the back of the seat to get out. I always just swing my legs out and just stand up.
But again, you've got strong legs. That's another good indicator. So my sister, when I said, Beth, I said, you know what? I said, you got to start working on your leg strength. You can barely get in and out of this car right now.
Yeah.
So those are things. what you want to be, your legs are really, really important. So walking, no doubt, walking is really, really good. But again, you're not getting any upper body. You're not getting any upper body with that. And the other thing is, by doing it on a regular basis, you're basically keeping it going. So those are really good exercises.
What about I have a recumbent bike?
Yeah.
Are they good?
Oh yeah. And the other thing
that does your legs.
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
What's good about a recumbent bike is good for people with bad backs, because you've got the chair thing behind it.
Right.
So recumbent bike is good for that. You can sit there. The other thing with a recumbent bike, you can crank up the resistance too.
Your resistance, exactly.
Or they have those things at home now, Art. You can just sit in your chair, those little things, and you can just go like this.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, stay on the recumbent bike.
Or take the room up for like we have one on our living room, and if we're watching a TV show or something like that, and I know it's an hour show or whatever, so I'll just start at the beginning of the program, and usually a half hour, I'm kind of, my legs feel it really big time, and but it's right there, so get up, go over there and do that. But I'm going to start doing these other exercises because I want to be, buffed. Really impress all them,
When you go out to these big car shows,
yeah. Look at this buff guy. Not going to fool around with this buffer. So I don't want to have my hair cut because it was like Hercules. He cut his hair up, bingo.
That's right, you lose all your energy.
Yeah, there you go, see.
Well, the other thing we did, we're not going to do it now, but we did something. The other thing I have with a lot of clients, a lot of people have back problems. And what we...
Luckily I don't,
yeah.
And that's a blessing because people with back problems, it never relieves. It's just brutal. I know a lot of people with back problems.
A lot of people have back problems, and one of the things when I work with clients, a lot of times it's not the back. You know what it is? It's their core muscles are so weak, they don't hold up the spine. Oh. You've seen the skeletons, right? All through your skeleton, there's nothing holding it up. It's maybe a piece of string, but you had the discs over there. Right. So if your core muscles are deep in your, are not strong enough to hold up, to support the spine, all of the pressure goes on the discs, and that's what causes back. So you guys can email me, philgeorge@charter.net. There's a guy, his name is Stu McGill. He's the #1 back expert in the world, and he has a bunch of exercises. He calls it the McGill Big 3, and I put all my clients on it. It's the plank we talked about. I can show you.
We did the plank. Yeah.
We did the plank, and there's other exercises he has too, in terms of, there's 3 of them. What it does is it gets into the deep core muscles around your spine, and it holds it up. The other thing we talk, people have knee problems and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So your knee is basically a fulcrum. A fulcrum just means it goes at an angle like this, right? So for each pound up here, weight up here, is 3 pounds on your knee.
Wow.
So what happens...
My knees are strong.
Yeah. So what happens is, again, with up here, so if you go to see, and let's say, I want you to identify as obese. Can you identify as obese?
Me?
Yeah. Imagine. Role play.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So.
Bill, wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Could you get my Italian grinder, please?
There's this famous orthopedic surgeon. His name is Sean Baker. And Sean, one time, he was the
His last name was Baker?
Baker.
That was a perfect name for it,
Sean,
okay, go ahead.
Sean Baker, anyway. Yeah. So Sean Baker, he's got obese people like yourself walking in, okay? And I got knee problems, I get this. And I'm going to identify as Dr. Okay, Art, you know what? I know you've got bad knees, but you know what? If we do the surgery on you, the surgery is not going to take, because each pound up here is 3 pounds on the knee.
Right.
Once we do the knee replacement, you're going to be back here in a week because it's not going to hold.
Yeah, well, they'll actually, I don't mean to disrupt you, but they'll actually, if you're obese and overweight, they won't do any operation.
They won't.
No,
same with the hip, but more so with the knee. So he says to you, okay, Art, I want you to lose, let's say 100 pounds. Here's a diet, blah, blah, blah. Come back when you lost 100 pounds. So, okay, I want you to identify as Dr. Baker now, and I'm going to be the obese guy, okay? So, you're going to say to me, okay, never mind, I'll play both parts. I don't want to get you confused.
Oh yeah. No.
Okay, so Doctor comes in and he says, okay, Art, you lost congratulations, you lost the weight. We're ready to do the surgery. Art comes back and says, Dr. Baker, I don't have any more pain in my knee. I don't have any more pain in my knee.
Well, yeah.
Because he lost all the weight, and it takes it off of there. So Dr. Baker sees this over and over again, and he says, light bulb goes off in his head. He said, if we got these people just to lose weight, we could eliminate a lot of this pain. So he goes to administration, this orthopedic hospital, he goes to administration, he says, guys, instead of doing all these surgeries, why don't we have like a clinic and bring in somebody smart like Phil George, and basically, and teach them about weight and blah, 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 lose the weight. They don't have the surgery done. Right. What do you think the administration said to Dr. Baker?
Go ahead and do it.
Think again.
Oh, we need the money. We need the money. Slice and dice, baby.
If all of your income is based, you know how much it costs to do, we charge for a new, it's big bucks. Oh, it's man. Big bucks. It's big bucks. Dr. Baker left his practice and started his own practice. He's on TV now. You can see him. He's got all this stuff. He holds the world record for rowing. This guy is he's really, he's in great shape and everything else. But again, there's no profit. It would be just like, okay, you have a car dealership. I know you're an honorable person, but I mean, you make your money by people coming in and doing repairs. So if you were an unscrupulous person, you could say, oh, you don't need to change your oil every blah blah blah. You could use this other kind of oil. And then the engine falls apart and you get a big payday coming in. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you could give...
So do not change the oil in your car and come and see me and I'll be rich. Thank you.
But you got to, again, I'm not saying hospitals are all like this, but again, they make their money. I mean, if you ever see what they serve you in hospitals for food, I mean, it's atrocious. They give you, and the stuff they give you is awful in the hospitals.
Well, I remember having what was this vein I had down here?
That's your carotid.
Yeah, so I wake up the next morning, and, well, I woke up after that, and I had night's sleep. They keep you overnight, especially if you're a little elderly. And the next morning, I said, yeah, we got your breakfast with bacon, egg, and sausage. And I just had my arteries cleaned out. I didn't want to dirty them up the first day. I go, did you know kind of an operation I just had? Well, I have oatmeal and like fruit. Oh, well, I was just shocked that they brought me eggs and sausage and bacon. I know the eggs are not bad, but yeah. Sausage and bacon certainly I don't think is on the pyramid of healthy food. Yeah.
But again, it's even schools. Like 40% of kids now are obese.
Well, yeah,
look what they're feeding them. But they're feeding them in schools. So again, you got to be the CEO. You got to be the CEO of your own health. You got to be really careful in terms of what you're doing.
And one other thing I think, Phil, is if you are in a hospital or if you have a doctor's, and you got a problem, don't be afraid to ask. That's how they actually told me in the hospital. You want to find out something, ask us. It's the best way, and in that way, mentally, you're prepared for what's happening, and it's really good. I see we're almost out of time here, Phil, but if you want to...
Okay, so again, if you have any questions, I've got lots of videos. We have a clinic now with Dr. Emily, I like to call her the Corvette girl, Dr. Emily. And
she is quite the Corvette. I look at a Corvette once in a great while, but... She's standing in front of it.
We give a free thing. I deal with the nutrition part. Dr. Emily deals with the psychological part. So email me, philgeorge@charter.net. Any questions about this, or if you want to come down to the clinic. And we'll be back next week. And Art, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And I think we should do some more shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the people where Facebook, they want all this money. And no, you go home and you can do it yourself. You got to be disciplined. You got to do it.
Yeah.
So thinking about it is not doing it. When that commercial comes up, even if you just get up and walk around the house, just do something. Just don't sit there. You did that every commercial or, every 15 minutes. I know in my heart thing when I came out of it, they said, anytime you see a commercial, get up and walk around. And I'm still here, so I believe.
So far. Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. One of the most common questions I'm asked as a biochemist and health coach is, what are the best supplements to take? Choosing supplements is a tricky business. Many companies have poor quality control and questionable ingredients. In the past, I had to send clients to several different websites. I am now able to offer one-stop shopping for all the quality brands I recommend with no shipping cost and a lower price in most cases. Just email me, philgeorge@charter.net, for a free consult.